Perfect. Okay, we are recording. Welcome everyone who is watching this video, this Discover Morning today. I am very excited to share all about our business, our company, and our industry. For Sarah, Sarah, I'll have to keep calling you, Sarah Denny, and that's it. Eventually, I'll learn how to say your new surname. Sarah just got married, not just got married, but got married last year, and she changed her name. Anyway, my name is Fabia Nishiuchi. I am a very, very proud independent consultant with Arbonne. I've been in this business for over 8 years now, and trust me, it's been an absolutely incredible journey. And when I think about 8 years ago, back 8 years ago, when I was introduced to Arbonne, my life was so different. I honestly cannot even recognize how my life now, when I look back and compare everything, like not just my how my physical life is, but my mindset, how I changed personally, professionally, and the whole way, that I see life and business and career and everything else was so different for me back then. But anyway, back 8 years ago, when I was introduced to Arbonne, I was just coming back from Brazil. I was a single mother. I was working in a shop in London, and someone came to buy a bag for a wedding, and we sat chatting, and then she said, "I just started this business, Fabio. Maybe you would be interested. You can work from home. I don't know if you work here part-time or full-time." I said part-time, and she said, "Oh my gosh, you definitely need to hear a little bit more about Arbonne, because these business give you the possibility of work from home, look after your child, and make create a lot more income for you." And back then, I was open for a new opportunity to make more income, to create more incomes, and I just didn't know what would be what would that be. So my background in psychology is in psychology and marketing. That's what I graduate. I'm a graduate at. And I worked for my first 10 years in fashion, opening stores and franchises for a fashion company in Brazil. And that's what I did for 10 years back in Brazil. But then if you are someone who moved from another country to this country, you know that when you move from different countries, we have to start from scratch. And that's what I was doing back then, back 9 and 10 years ago. Plus I was also divorcing, so I was like with a little girl. My Julia was only 5 years old, and my life was just like really like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen now? I have no idea. I knew that something would happen because I'm not the kind of person who who just settled for less than I deserve, or I believe that I should be getting or having. So I was open. I was super open. So when I heard about the opportunity, all I asked her was, "Okay, I can see this product is amazing. It's green. The company is green. I know the world is going green, and it's not gonna go back. People, you only want to be more, healthier, more beautiful. They will be only focused more on these, more than ever before. So my only question is, are people there succeeding? Are there people are succeeding in this business, and that's all I wanted to know. I want to know how many people are succeeding, what kind of work they were doing, and I wanted to know if I was doable, if I could do that the same, if I could copy them, and I could do this. That's all I asked her. I asked her to my sponsor, the person who introduced me to the business. And then when she said, "Yes, there are thousands of people doing this," I said, "Okay, I mean, I only, so just so you if if you have any problems with money or time, I was super busy working in two, three jobs, doing weekends and events in the weekends, and doing lunch covers in shops, in stores in London, and um, I only had 170 pounds in my bank account when I started, and I used 150 pounds to buy my products and to start the business. So, um, my fault was I've got to do something different. Otherwise, that's the 100, these 170 pounds is the only thing that I will have, in the months to come. And that's not what I want. I want to change something. So in this idea, as I never look back, and here I am 8 years later, incredible. Absolutely incredible. Right. So over to you, Sarah. You can talk about a little bit about your story now, please. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Hello, everyone, whoever's listening. So nice to meet you. My Arbonne business started back in June 2008. So 16 years ago. I can't believe it was 16 years ago. And at the time, I was a professional dancer in musicals. And I unfortunately got an injury on stage one night. I've slipped two discs in my neck, and that was the end of my career. I was self-employed. So I don't know if anyone listening to this is self-employed, but you'll know there's benefits to that. But also, if you get injured or you need to show up to get paid, which is what I was as a dancer, your income stops overnight. And that's exactly the position that I found myself in back in 2008. And I really love sharing this business opportunity with people because I really do believe people today need multiple streams of income. And I wish I'd have known that back in 2008, because when that happened, I wouldn't have been as stressed when the income stopped overnight. So then I started teaching dance. I was employed in that role, and I taught full time. I got paid for 40 hours a week, but I often worked 320, worked more like 60 hours a week. So I don't know if anyone employed listening to this can relate to that. You just have to do lots of free hours overtime. And as I was working that job, I actually loved that job. It was a dream job. It was a teaching job at a place called the Brit School. That's around the time I heard about Arbonne, and I just was really sick and tired of being stressed and just not having enough at the end of each month from my teaching job. I just wanted more choices. I wanted more opportunity to travel and go on nice holidays. I wanted to buy my own house. At that point, I was still renting with other flatmates in London, and that's really what I started my business for. It has become so much more than that in the last 16 years. But that was the original reason why I began. I just thought, if I can do this around my full-time teaching job and earn an extra £500, £1,000 a month, that'd be incredible. And I really believe, like Fab said, I knew other people were doing that. So I knew it was possible. So I set to work, started my business, around that full-time teaching job. 3 years later, I was able to retire from that full-time job. There's a website to go, which is earnings.arbonne.com, to see what's typical. And we're here today to really share with you what's possible with this business. I never could foresee what this business has done for my life. It's changed everything beyond anything I could imagine. I never thought when I started I would be here 16 years on, with a huge organization, being able to retire my husband, being able to retire my parents, buy my house that I actually wanted. I bought a few since then, and have a portfolio of properties, and just really live a life of choices. That's really what Arbonne's enabled me to do. Live a life that enables me to put me first and my family first, but still earn what most people earn in a corporate salary annually. I'm able to earn a month from this business. So really sit with an open mind and just hear. It totally might not be for you, but I genuinely believe there is no better opportunity in our economy today than what this company and this opportunity can offer, not only financially, not only in terms of time, but the person that you can become in the process, the community that you be connected into, the growth, the learning, so much to it beyond what you initially think. So yeah, have a listen and see what you think. So I think we're going to share the slides. Are we going to share the slides, Fabs?
Yeah. Amazing.
So we'll start off while you're getting the slides up. So we're going to start by telling you a little bit about the company, aren't we? So I'll just go while you're finding the slides.
Yeah.
Here we are. Yeah, so a little bit about Arbonne as a company. You may have never heard of it before, and that is because we don't pay for any advertisement. You'll only ever hear when someone else tells you about this company. So Albon was founded in 1980 by a gentleman called Peter Mork, and he had a vision. He was such a visionary, like so ahead of his time, to create. Initially, it was a company that really specialized in skincare. So he was a skincare formulator. He worked with incredible people, and he started to see what was happening in this industry and the chemicals and the things that were being put in products. And he really truly believed that plant-based science was more powerful and would create a better product. So he decided to build his own company. He brought some of the best people from other companies like La Prairie that you might have heard of, and some of their top formulators began to work on a formulation to develop some of our products. Now, he wanted them to have no fragrances in them, no chemical fragrances, which we hear so much of today, and how toxic they are and how you don't want to be around synthetic chemical fragrances. But he was thinking about this in 1980. He didn't want any chemical dyes on the boxes. He wanted the packaging to be fully recyclable, really thinking about the planet. It's really crazy if you think about this just happening. He was doing this in 1980, decades and decades and decades before anyone else was thinking about any of this stuff, and what these chemicals could do for us that as our skin absorbs them. And he just really started to think this is just not good. Why are we making so many products with all these nasty chemicals in? So he then knew he had such a unique product that was just world class and better than anything else that was out there on the market. So he wanted to distribute it through a different distribution model, because he believed that the product had a story that had to be told. It couldn't just be sold on a shelf. He thought it was too special for that. So he decided to distribute the products through this business model called network marketing. And that is really referral, like friends and family using the product, talking about it because they love it, and sharing it with other people. And that today has become a multi-million pound business. And it's based on not only the quality of the products, because they're, in my opinion, incomparable to anything else out there in the market, but it's the business opportunity that so many people are looking for today. The products attached to the business opportunity that allows people to really create a lifestyle that most people are really looking for. So this is a bit about our brand. So our slogan is clean, conscious, and connected. The 3 C's, and why these 3 C's are so important to us as a company. So clean, I've already touched on a little bit, but no parabens, no animal byproducts, really vegan certified since the beginning, vegan certification, all the things that companies are doing today because the consumer's demanding it, but we've been like that for 44 years. Conscious, a company that cares about the planet and people, not just profit. And again, this was in Peter's original vision 44 years ago. But recently, because now there is the B Corp certification been established in the business world, we've been certified B Corp a couple of years ago. And if you've never heard of B Corp certified, it is the most credible stamp of approval to show that a company is acting with a high moral compass. And what it means is you can't go behind the scenes, you can't go into the companies and check what are they doing, like where are they sourcing the ingredients from, is it damaging the planet, how are they looking after their employees, how are they operating as a business, because companies really impact our planet. So what B Corp do is they go in and companies volunteer to be tested and certified, and they go in and do a thorough test on the company to see how it rates and how it scores. So just to give you an idea of how difficult it is to get this certification, there's thousands and thousands of companies that apply every single year, and only 4% of those companies actually get certified. It's that difficult. Arbonne is one of the largest corporations to be certified, because obviously the smaller you are, the easier it is. We're also one of the fastest companies ever to go through that certification, and we are currently one of the highest scoring companies in the B Corp sector for health and beauty and skincare. So amazing. And that really, I sometimes think that says everything that you need to know about the quality and the credibility of this company. It really is another level to anything else out there. And connected, finally, connected is very much about our community. So I don't work for Arbonne. I'm self-employed independent consultant, as is Fabia. So we have the opportunity to build our own business. I would say to people, commonly most people associate with like a franchise. So it's like if you own a franchise, it's your business, but you're under the umbrella of a brand. That's exactly the same as it is for us with Arbonne. However, the beautiful thing is you've got your own business, but you're not in business by yourself because unusually it's a community of people that all want each other to win. So if one wins, we really all win, which again is unusual in the corporate world, in lots of other businesses. If, you know, a lot of the time it's competition, but here actually we are all linking arms and pulling each other up, like working together, supporting each other, cheering each other on. So you've got, like you say, you've got your own business, but you're not by yourself, which if you've ever owned a business, a traditional business, you know, that's one of the challenges is that loneliness sometimes and not knowing what to do. Whereas here, you get a coach and a mentor that shows you what to do. You get a community of people that cheer you along. And yeah, that's the brilliant thing about the community here in Arbonne.
Sorry, it's muted. Thanks, Sarah. Right, in the why wellness. Well, I think when I back then when I started the business, I remember thinking about it's so good. The idea of being able to build the business and become healthier and understand more about the health industry and nutrition and beauty and was all connected to the lifestyle that I wanted that I wanted to have anyway. So when we think about why wellness and why Arbonne and why these two things are so connected and why business with that is it's really like make your lifestyle your business. So if you think about oh, I want to be more beautiful, I want to be healthier, I want to feel more energized, or I want to be I feel more empowered and keep investing in myself, growing confidence and or if this is something that you want for you, this is definitely the business, that you need to be involving yourself with, because it's in everybody, when you go across the business and across the community, everybody talks about the same thing. Why did you start the business with Arbonne? And why did you say? A lot of people say, I started the business because I wanted more money, but I stayed because I loved the way I felt. I love that I was becoming so much healthier, and I love the that I was learning more about how to be more beautiful, more up to date with everything that was going on in the beauty industry, in the health industry, nutrition industry. And this kind of knowledge really gives power. And that's why wellness really, this is an industry of a $3 trillion. It's the second biggest industry in the entire world. And it is if I'm not mistaken, is the third one in payments in that pays commissions around the world, around the globe. So, and it makes a lot of sense. If you go around, everybody's talking about this. This is a kind of the interest that everybody has an interest in, is interested in. If you talk to your friend about how if they could say, tell me one problem that you have now, then you will have one health problem that you could sort out with some nutrition supplements. And in the yeah so these in my opinion, this is why so many people want to get involved with the beauty and health and wellness industry. And here you go, products. And so I'll talk briefly about the products, but what I love to tell about the products is really my experience with the Green Get Glow product kit that we have, which is the greens, the collagen, skin laxative, and the probiotics. So back maybe 4 years ago when we launched these kits, we had I was kind of going through some health issues with endometriosis and and a few other related to the same thing. IBS, for instance, I'm not saying please, and I'm not claiming that cures or anything like this. I'm just saying my personal experience of what happened to me. And then I was building up actually very serious problem related to endometriosis, but I didn't know about that because no scans or anything. That was all the tests that I was doing with the doctors. They wouldn't really see what was going on. But then I was like, all I could think about was I'm going to keep taking my supplements. I'm going to make sure, I take my greens, I take probiotics and the collagen together. I was just feeling better. I was just feeling good with the product. So I kept doing it. Later on, when I did, when I finally found out what was the problem, the doctor said, "Wow, Fabia, I have no idea of what you are doing, but whatever you're doing, keep doing because you could be in a very, very bad situation if you didn't have such a good strong immune system and such a good colon as well." So he said, your colon is so clean, it's so healthy. And this is definitely helped the endometriosis situation not increase to a worse a point. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is incredible. And since then I kept having my green gut grow. And then until these days, this is a non-negotiable kit of supplements for me. So obviously everybody has a different story about the products. The products is amazing. When we think about from the business perspective, which all I can say to you is these are products that people are already consuming. And all you want to do is to show people why they should use Arbonne instead. Why Arbonne products is better. Because they are clean, because they give results, because they are results driven, and there's so many other reasons that you're going to find with your personal experience with the product. Yeah, so right, I'm going to pass to you again, Sarah.
Okay, mute. So this is the concept and this of the business really. And this is the thing for me that when I first heard this 16 years ago, to be honest, I wasn't really a product person. I used products, but it was this that really kept me up at night after I'd heard it. I was thinking, this is genius. Like this is really, I could see how it was going to really work. And I got excited about the possibilities because this is just here showing the difference between how products are distributed, quite simply. So in traditional retail, start at the manufacturer, go to the wholesaler, the warehouser, the advertisement team, the retailers, to the customer. So all those people, all those businesses take a cut out of the final product price. So by the time you get it off the shelf, a lot of the time what you're paying for is just the process of it getting there, not the quality of the ingredients or the technology behind the product, which is why Arbonne is a really far superior product, which if it went through that distribution model, that normal retail model, you would pay 3 or 4 times more for the product. But because it goes through a network marketing business model, it starts at the manufacturer, which we own, and it gets delivered to the end consumer by somebody like me or Fabs talking about it. So we don't pay for any advertisement, any celebrities to endorse the product. It's real people loving and using the product, sharing them with other people. So that made sense. And then the other part, that these products are highly consumable. So if you've ever had your own business or you are thinking about starting your own business, it's a really smart move to build a business in a model that's got consumable products. So most of these products run out every 30 to 90 days and people rebuy them again, which really allows that part of the business to create a reoccurring income. So the way it works is if somebody wants some products or they love the products and they've seen you share on your stories or they ask your skin looks so glowing, which they will. If you use Arbonne skincare, people start to say to you, your skin looks different. I actually had it in the school playground yesterday. All the mums were going, what have you done to your skin? I was like, I've actually got no makeup on. And they're like, oh my gosh. So people say things like, it's just Arbonne what I use. And people go, you send me a link to that. So when that happens, I do send them a link. So I can send them a cart, I'll put it together for them, send them a link, and then they will put in their own payment details, put in their own delivery address, and then Arbonne ship it directly to their door for me. So all the work is done, and I just get a thank you check from Arbonne for being the person that shared. So the amazing thing is, every time that person reorders, I have people that ordered 16 years ago when I started this, and I've ordered every month for 16 years. From that initial introduction, I've been paid a commission every single month. So I've not done the work every month, but I've been paid every month for this customer base at reorder. So it is the smartest way to earn money. And I always say to people, if you want to find a time, if you want to find a way to create more freedom and time in your life, what I know for sure is you definitely have to find a way to create a passive or a reoccurring income. And what I mean by that is earning money that's not attached to your time. So most of us trade time for money. If we're self-employed personal trainer, we get paid for that session that we do a PT session. Or if we're a beautician, we get paid for that hour we do someone's nails. Or if we're in a paid job, we get paid an annual salary and we're expected to show up so many hours to get paid that salary. So how people earn that have created wealth, and wealth is when you have money and time, is they've found a way to create a reoccurring income that's not attached to their time. So for me, there wasn't many options for me to do that as a dancer who knew nothing about business, but this was a way I could see, this is a way I can start to create more time in my life. I didn't have any more hours to work. I didn't have any more hours that I could have worked, but I could see this how I could earn more money from creating this sort of business. To go next, Fabs. So how it works is shop from your own Arbonne shop. You're already probably buying these products anyway. You'd be surprised how many products you use. Mascara, we've got the best mascara on the planet. Mascara, skincare, nutrition, things that you're using anyway. I stopped buying all those that I was buying from different shops that weren't paying me to use them. I started to shop from my own shop, and then I just shared the products, shared the business opportunity with people, sold the products to people, and that's how you earn. It's really simple, such a simple business model. So just to show you the other part of it, so there's two parts of Arbonne. So there's that part where you build a customer base. And you're looking for sort of 20 loyal regular customers. That's what I say to people. Can you find 20 customers in the next couple of years? But the bit that really excited me was the other half of the business, which allows you to have the opportunity to build a team. So you can build a team of business builders who also build their own business. So the product sales there, you can see the little product shapes, they represent your customers. And then these people represent business partners. And Arbonne for coaching and helping and mentoring these people will let you take a little cut of that override, that business that goes through that person's online organization. So it's a really smart thing. That person doesn't lose out. Arbonne will pay out more for that person. They say that business has been built because you've coached and mentored and helped them. So thank you for that. There's a little override of that product sale that's happened for doing that. And then we'll pay this person as well for selling those products. And if they build a team, they can also earn an override. What this allows you to do, and this is a really important word, it allows you to create leverage in your life. And there are really not many ways that ordinary people can create this kind of scalability. So today I've got thousands and thousands of people in my business, but I've only got about 20 people that I introduce to the business and I work with. But from that compound over the years, more and more people have built Arbonne businesses. So just an example here, I think there's 9 people on this slide, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, yeah. So I'm doing my 5 hours. Say that a couple in the middle are doing their 5 hours, and that's me when I first started. And I told my friends about this because I just thought, I've got so many friends that need what Arbonne has to offer. So I'm going to tell everybody. They don't have to do it. It's their choice. But if I tell them about it, at least they know. Eventually, all my friends ended up joining. Some of them not initially. They watched me for a bit. But eventually, over time, nearly all of my friends now have Arbonne businesses. And I did my 5 hours and they all did their 5 hours. So that, what is that? So 10, 10's easier to do for the maths. So I'm doing my 10 hours, they're doing their 10 hours. That's 90 hours on this slide that I'm getting paid on every month, 90 hours of effort that Arbon are allowing me to earn on, but I'm doing 10. So that leverage part is huge. Now, one of the most important things about this slide, which I always want to share with people, is someone in my organization, anyone, anywhere, can earn more money than me. And that's why it's the fairest, most ethical business model you'll ever come across. It's completely effort based. And actually, what it is actually based on is how many people you personally help have success. So my goal is to help as many people to the top of the company as possible. And that allows you to get paid on more depth of your organization. Yeah, that's the other thing about it.
Yeah, fantastic, Sarah. Thank you. Right. So, your earn potential. So you every time you sell a product, you earn anything between 15 and 35% of commission on the product that you sold. And these commissions are paid weekly. So if you are in the UK, you get paid every Thursday. If you are in the US, you get paid every Tuesday. So this is like for me, it's so good. Like for instance, today I got out of bed like around 3 a.m. I went to go to the toilet, and then my phone, I saw a light on my phone, and it was actually the bank saying, I won't just pop in, just put the pay to your commissions in. And then I was like, oh my gosh, that's so good. So it's a good feeling when you get every Thursday your commissions from products come in, and then that money went straight to Julia's school account for dinner. So it's like £150 that went straight to her school account. So this is quite good if you're really good about yourself every week, because you have so many different ways, different incomes, different money coming all the time from Arbonne. In terms of commissions and overrides, that means, as Sarah said, mentioned before, with Arbonne, we have the opportunity to build teams of sales representatives. So I used to work in retail for years and years and years. And one of the stores that I used to work for was in Harrods in London. And in Harrods, we used to have, and we have days in most stores that you would work for. We have a target, and if you reach the target, you get commission. And here with Arbonne, basically you have a target that you can choose to go for it. And then if you reach the target, then you're gonna reach different levels of management leadership in the business. And that is district manager, area manager, regional vice president, and national vice president. I love to say these. I mean, these names is just titles that we just so we have like we have an idea of the level of management of leadership the person have, a maturity maybe in the business. But it's just like a name so we use in the business or within the business. But it's really, really good because for me, as I was an independent consultant starting, and I wanted to kind of have an idea of how good I was, how far I was, from the top of the business. So for me, it was like going for the titles was always really interesting, really exciting, and it still is, like every month is exactly the same story. So if you are a regional, as a district manager, I used to just give you a little bit of my numbers. My first paycheck as an independent consultant was £58. I still have a picture of this page after this check, and I was like, oh my gosh, £58. So if wherever these £58 came from, a lot more can come. That's what was my photo when I got that first check. And then as a district manager, I used to earn anything between £200 and £500 a month. So it was really, I really, when I got to district and I saw all these, I saw these, 200 £400, £500 coming, I really felt like, wow, I actually have a business, This money is help me, is half of the salary that I was earning from the store, from the food, from the, 20 hours a week that I was doing for for that shop in London. So I was like, oh, that's huge. That was really, really huge for me. And then when I get to Ada, so my last paycheck as Ada manager was £3,800. So this at that point was like, oh my gosh, so this actually is amazing. I don't think I ever had this paycheck like this in my entire life. So I was like over the moon, was really incredible. And the most fascinating thing was, how can I do that just by having a business, selling products and showing people, sharing with people how to do the same? And I had all this time in my hands. Like, yes, I was working a lot. I was still working the shop, by the way, by the time when I got to area. Um, and then I was just thinking like, people don't I don't know how this is possible, this is actually happening. And when I saw my paycheck, I was like, wow, this is crazy. Okay, people don't really get paid all this money by staying home and sharing with other people the ideas of business, and training each other on how to sell products and how to keep the mindset strong. um Anyway, so this was my area manager experience. And then as a regional vice president, I did a region with 1 year and 8 months in the business. And obviously this is not typical. So please go to arbon.com and just to find out average. But this was my experience. And I remember when I got to Ada 2 months later, I decided that I would quit my job, because obviously the reason why I started the business was to be able to look after Julia, to spend more time with Julia, to be home. And I achieved that. I was earning that money that I know I could stay home. And I earned that money for years and years and years. Julia is 15 years old now. When I started my business, she was only 6 years old. And she saw my growth in this business, and she saw the money coming in every week, every month, and she was able to do everything that she wants: piano, ballet, jazz, tap, everything else that she wanted to do. And all days was paid with the regional vice president paycheck. Um, and Daisy, I just feel so grateful, and I talk with a lot of passion when I remember about that, because I remember how hard it was for me before that, thinking I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to pay for Julie's stuff, um, so I was so grateful, and I'm still so grateful, and that's why I know that I'm going to stay in this company forever, because if Arbonne could do that for me for over 10 years, for almost 9 years now. Imagine what's going to be like from now on, when the company is so strong, so much stronger. The industry is so much stronger. So imagine the opportunity of being with this company in a time like that, when the world is booming, and the business just like is about to explode everywhere. So I really want you to think, if you're listening to this because you think you deserve more, you want more, and you are looking to change careers, or looking to create a different income for you. Trust me, this is someone like me who didn't speak English very well. I'm Japanese Brazilian. I didn't mention that before, but I'm Japanese Brazilian. I didn't even speak English very well. I just felt like, yes, I'm gonna do it. That's how I thought. If someone like me could do that, imagine, what you can do. I don't know your current situation, but I'm sure it can be that, better than I was when I, was than I was than me when I started. So really think about that. Yeah, so as district, you earn 8% commission, you know, out of the sales your team perform. As an area manager, it's going to be something around 14%. As regional vice president, something about 17%, and then as a national vice president, like Sarah, something about 18%. And as a national vice president, I know is roughly over £1,000, £10,000 a month. The average, obviously, people like Sarah can, you know, you just keep going, and that's the goal here as well. Just keep going and to the top, and there is no glass ceiling, there is no limit. You can just keep going for, you know, as much as you want. Yeah, so shall we talk about the growth, the expansion side,
Yeah,
please?
let's wrap it up with this. So I love this company. Like Fabs also said, I'll be here forever. It's changed my life beyond any recognition. And so many of my closest friends' lives changed their lives beyond recognition too. And forever grateful for this opportunity to become the person that I've become and earn what we've earned and have the choices that we've got. So it's so exciting in the future. Like 2025 is actually, I think, going to be our greatest year. So if you're considering joining right now, there's never been a better time. I really don't think there has. So we're currently in the countries that you see on the map. So America, Canada, UK, Poland, Australia, and New Zealand. And what is exciting about this is if you know people in those countries, you can have an international business. So I didn't know anyone when I started this business in Australia. I don't think, maybe I knew a few people in America actually, but I didn't know anyone in Canada or Australia. And now a third of my business is in Canada. Sorry, Canada and what am I saying? Australia and New Zealand. A third of my business is in Australia and New Zealand from one of my good friends that started a few years down the line, who his best friend moved to Australia. She knew no one at all. She built a business. And then there's other people there since. But like Fab said, I go to sleep tonight, and when I go to sleep, my Australian business and New Zealand business wakes up and they're building their business. And I check my stats on the morning, they've gone up overnight while I've been sleeping because their businesses have been operating. So there's just nothing like that. I just really want you to think and ask yourself, have I come across any way that I could do that, earn every night while I'm asleep from building an international business? Have you had the opportunity to create a willable asset? So area manager level, this business becomes willable. So if anything happens to me, my family will continue to get the paycheck from Arbonne for the rest of their lives. This is huge. I just really to sit for a minute and think, what? Because when someone said that to me, I just remember thinking, pardon? Like, you're kidding. Like, what I'm going to build, you'll continue to pay out because I want to see that you own that network of consumers, that online network of consumers. So what's really exciting is next year we're launching into 2 new countries. And me and Fabs have got everything crossed that it's Brazil. But we don't know yet.
100%, 100%.
Yes. And Germany. We hope those 2 countries, but we don't know where it's going to be. So that's really exciting. So if you start to build this, and as a country launches, that's a really exciting time because it's new and exciting for everybody there. No one's ever heard of this thing before. People get really excited about a new company like this and an opportunity coming to their country. So 2025 is going to be a huge year, and we'd love you to be a part of it. If you heard this, it's not a huge decision to start an Arbor business. Like Fab said, it's £70 in the UK to get your registration, and that gives you your website and your back office. That's a lifetime, shows the stats as it's lifetime. All the training, all the resources, social media content. We've got an app. We've got several apps. In fact, it's everything in a box that you need to build a huge global empire for £70. And then I really recommend becoming a product of the product. So get rid of your skincare that you're using and start using Avon skincare. And once you've used it, you will not want to go back. Trust me. Your skin will change and feel so much better that you'll never want to use anything else ever again. Start using the Green Gut Glow, like Fab said. Start using our clean protein. And that's all you do. Be a product of the product. Learn to talk about this business like we have just done, which we'll also teach you to do, and share the products. And every single step will hold your hand along the way. Me and Fabs will mentor you, and lots of other people here too, and show you how to do it. But yeah, That's all we want to share, I think. Anything else to add?
Yeah, just want to say you are, yeah, 100% Sarah, as I said, try the products, use the products. It's just, the product is so amazing. Is it really not, unparalleled products. Once you start to use it, you can feel for yourself. So it makes a lot more sense. You do the business and you share with people. You will see once you start it. It's $90 to join if you're in the US. I just want to say this because I know a lot of people are from the US. And in the leverage thing concept, Sarah, that you talking about, I think this is so important. So many people don't know about leverage, isn't it? And today, when I was listening to the podcast that I mentioned to you, from the what's his name?
Jordan Adler.
Huh?
Jordan Adler.
Gosh, I can't say his name. Well, anyway, that's the name. He said something that really stick to my with my mind in my mind, and it was, if you don't have a lot of money, or if you don't have a lot of time, leverage is your only answer. You can only create wealth, become better financially through leverage. So if you don't have time, if you don't have money, the only answer you can have is leverage. You need to find a way to create leverage, as Sarah said. And Arbonne is 1,000% a way you can create leverage. Like, I didn't mention that before, but I was just checking that last month, and it's 85% of my paycheck today is from activities that I did way ago, like a long time ago, from my teams, from people who keep buying my business, in my website. So this is all leverage. And also, um, yeah, and then the fact that Arbonne does it whole weight heavy lift for us, and then we don't need to wait or to what about research or how to create a product or how you're going to distribute it. And then, all this sort of a website, everything comes ready for you. If you sign up today, you have a website open. We train you for free. You have, you're part of our community. We're going to help you. We're going to, lock arms with you. And that's going to be forever. And that's how it works. And then if you tell us, I want this, that's what you're going to work for. If you say, I want that, that's what you're going to work for. There's no, you come, you say what you want, and you come, all we're going to do is show you how to get there. Yeah, so this is it for me, Sarah.
Thank you
Thank you
so
so much,
much.
Sarah. Thank you for this.
Hopefully we'll meet you in person soon.
Yeah. So if you have any questions, please reach out to us. We are here to help you to start your business or answer any questions, any questions you have. All right. Thank
Very
you.
much. Bye bye.